So again, smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, right? Take a look at the differences and similarities, right? Smooth muscle, right? No striations, lots more nuclei throughout our field. And, all right, because of the multinucleated appearance here, you have smooth muscle versus dense regular connective tissue. And again, with cardiac and skeletal muscles, you have to take a look at our ability, you have to take a look at the presence or absence of striations, right? And again, there's a good picture. You can see how long the skeletal muscles are. You see the multiple nuclei that are peripherally pushed to the side, and you see striations in multiple areas, right? Again, as soon as you see striations, what are we thinking? It can only be cardiac or skeletal muscle. Then you look for branch points. If there's no branching, it's one long tube and the nuclei are at the sides immediately. I want you to go away from cardiac and focus on skeletal muscles. Now, with cardiac muscles, we should see branching, lots of branch points. Like we see here, lots of branching. And even more importantly, lots of these black lines that kind of bisect. All the fibers look like they're going horizontally. And then you have a black line that goes across. This is, or these are the intercalated disc. Once you see an intercalated disc, immediately it's a cardiac muscle. All right. The last thing I'll go through is just nervous tissue. And this is our fourth category of tissue types. We had the epithelial tissue, we had the connective tissue, we had the muscular tissue, and there's the last one, nervous tissue. Nervous tissue have also different type of cells, but the functional component and the most important component of nervous tissue are these large looking, ghostly, star-shaped neurons. You'll have a lot more of these neuroglial cells. They're to help protect the neurons. They're to support the neurons. But without the neuron, the brain doesn't function. So when you're looking at nervous tissue, always look for what looks like these star-shaped cells with long processes sticking out of it, right? If you see that, immediately think nervous tissue. Again, do you see lots of other cells in between? No, it looks like there's empty space, right? So we know it's not epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, just clusters of cells. Well, we also know that when we see these large star-shaped cells that looks kind of ghostly with long processes, those are neurons. So that should point you to and point you away from muscle tissue. No striations, nothing long, nothing branched, nothing striated, right? You don't have the kind of wavy pattern of smooth muscle. So it can't be that. So only thing it can be is nervous tissue. And these are the neurons found in nervous tissue. Again, you need to have a checklist when you're looking through these. And the checklist is look for the nuclei. Is it packed with cells in that visual field? If it's packed with cells, it's a type of epithelial cell. Then look at the nuclei from one cell to another and look at the shape. Is it big round nucleus? Then it's probably cuboidal, right? Simple cuboidal, right? If it's oval shape, probably simple columnar, right? So that's a checklist you need to go through, right? And then is it striated? Is it not striated? These, like bone tissue, blood tissue, fat, adipose, as well as nervous tissue, they're really, really, right, pathognomonic, meaning when you see those cells, immediately, right, you should know it's that tissue type. If you see these cells, you should know it's nervous tissue because you'll look at it so many times. All right, that's it with histology. material. So hopefully that helps.